Hello and welcome back to Loquitur Gaming. I'm going to continue on exploring the starter Investigator decks from Fantasy Flight Games for Arkham Horror the card game. I've played with Nathaniel and Harvey as a team. I played with Winnie and Stella as a team. The last one I have to check out is Jacqueline Feinstein's deck. And in fact, let's just take a peek at her card here real quick. So she's the Mystic. She's got 5 brain, I think that's willpower, 3 investigate, 2 combat, and 2 agility. It's not investigate, it's intellect, combat, and agility. So not the best combat or agility, but a decent willpower, which should help with some of the events that come out in the Mythos deck. It can be pretty brutal sometimes. Her power is when an investigator at your location would reveal any number of chaos tokens, reveal 2 additional tokens. Of the revealed tokens, choose and cancel 2 non-tentacle tokens or 1 tentacle token. Limit once per round. And she's got some spells in her deck that do things with special tokens, so you might want to dig and get like a special token. And then her Elder Sign effect is +1. If this effect is canceled or ignored, draw a card. So you might get the Elder Sign and then another token that is what you actually want to use for the test. So you could cancel the Elder Sign and get a card, which seems decent. And since her combat is so low, I'm going to pair her with Nathaniel, who's just a beast at 5 for his combat value. I'm going to be playing Knight of the Zealot again. I'm just taking all 3 sets of the starting Investigator decks. There's not only 3 sets, but I'm making them 3 sets. There were 5 decks, so I did 2-2 and then revisiting Nathaniel. I shuffled these ahead of time, but I'll just do a little quick on-camera shuffle. I've got the study out with 4 clues on it, 2 per investigator. We've got Nathaniel and Jacqueline sitting there. I've got our Ghoul Priest and Lita Chantler off to the side, and our other locations that will come out later. And then I've got the tokens for the Chaos Bag lined up on the table just to double check them. Are there 3 -1s in Standard? Yes, I am playing on Standard. I don't know if you can beat this scenario. I don't think I've gotten the best possible conclusion yet. Our characters didn't die in the first go-around. We'll just say that. But there was a sacrifice made. So let's put all this stuff in here. Shake it up because all those special tokens will be on the top if I just leave it the way it is. All right, it's been about a month, I think, since I played. So let's just do this. Read this short part here. You and your partners have been investigating strange events taking place in your home city of Arkham, Massachusetts. Over the past few weeks, several townspeople have mysteriously gone missing. Recently, their corpses turned up in the woods, savaged and half-eaten. The police and newspapers have stated that wild animals are responsible, but you believe there's something else going on. You're gathered together at the lead investigator's home to discuss these bizarre events. So I gathered all the cards from those sets. We've got the study in play. The locations are set aside. Ghoul Priest is set aside. And the remainder of the encounter cards are shuffled. We've got our 5 resources. So I think the only thing left to do is draw our hands and decide if we're going to mulligan or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm digging for some assets here. So we've got Relentless. When you deal excess damage to an enemy, exhaust Relentless, place that excess damage on Relentless. Then I can discard Relentless to gain resources. Vicious Blow is a skill that helps me do additional damage. Physical training, I can spend resources to up my willpower or my combat. I got 2 physical trainings. Okay, I got boxing gloves. So let's keep a boxing gloves. Maybe Vicious Blow to help with combat. I don't know if I'm in love with physical training or relentless. It doesn't cost anything, but it does take an action. I'm going to mulligan those 3. So these will be the cards that I get. Greta Wagner. I like that. Get Over Here is an event that gives us fight and engage. Oh, and we got our brother Randall Cho. He's good later. Because we could, or he's good now actually too. We could search for a weapon asset, but we already got our boxing gloves, which takes up both hands. After you defeat an enemy, exhaust boxing gloves, search the top 6 cards of your deck for a spirit event and add it to your hand. And those spirit events are going to help us do more damage, because his ability is when you deal damage to an enemy by an event or a fight ability on an event, you get to deal an additional damage. So that's the hand, and now we shuffle these mulliganed cards back into the deck. So, I don't know if we put Greta out. Well, we've got 5 resources. Let's think about our play here for a second. So Greta she helps us discover clues, so we should probably put her out with our 5 resources. But we can only have 1 ally out at a time. We can save Randall to heal some damage later. That means we're saving up for our boxing gloves or something. Okay. Clairvoyance uses 3 charges. Uses 3 charges. Spend 1 charge to investigate. Investigate using willpower instead of intellect. If you succeed, discover 1 additional clue at this location. If an elder sign +1 or 0 token is revealed during this investigation, take a horror. Astral Travel lets us move to any revealed location and reveal a random token, so that's not going to be good to start the game. Prescient. Max 1 committed per skill test, so this is a skill. Oh, this is a weakness, so we need to draw another card. We got 2 of these, actually. Max 1 committed per skill test. After you commit Prescient to a skill test, name even, odd, or symbol. After this test ends, if a chaos token of the name type was revealed during this test, you may return a spell card from your discard pile to your hand. So we're not going to have a discard pile, so that's probably not a good starting card. Arbiter of Fates. When you use Jacqueline Feinstein's ability, exhaust Arbiter of Fates. This use of her ability does not count towards its limit. So we get to draw tokens more than once. What does that symbol mean? It's a reaction trigger, okay. So I think we're going to mulligan those 3. Got some expensive cards here. We got a 0 cost event, Parallel Fates. Look at the top 4 cards of the encounter deck. Reveal a random token from the chaos bag. If it's a skull, hooded person, broken tablet, Cthulhu thing, or tentacle symbol, shuffle those cards into the encounter deck. Otherwise, return them to the top of the encounter deck in any order. Scrying Mirror. After a skill test at your location begins, exhaust Scrying Mirror and spend 1 secret. Perform the Reveal Chaos token step of the test now instead of after committing cards. Now we got 2 Parallel Fates. Any of these? Yeah, that Scrying Mirror is an intellect. Ooh. So Parallel Fates, the wild symbol on those may just become bonuses to help me investigate at the study here. So, Clairvoyance, that does help. That takes up an arcane slot. Arbiter of Fates is an asset that doesn't take up anything. So I'm going to have Jacqueline go first. Oh, let's look at the agenda. What's going on? It is late at night. You're holed up in your study researching the bloody disappearances that have been taking place in the region. A few hours into your research, you hear the sound of strange chanting coming from your parlor down the hall. At the same time, you hear dirt churning, as if something were digging beneath the floor. So 3 doom, and the agenda will advance. And then the act is trapped. As you leap to investigate, the door to your study vanishes before your eyes, leaving behind only solid wall. You're trapped inside your study until you can find another way out. And we need 2 clues per investigator to advance the act. I think I put Arbiter of Fates out for my first action. With only 2 resources, I can't afford either of these 2 cards. So my second action, I will investigate. So I'm at +1 because its Shroud is 2 and this is her intellect is 3. I'm going to use Parallel Fates Wild Symbol to let me go to +2. I'm going to use her ability. I need to reveal a chaos token, but I can reveal 2 additional tokens. So I get to reveal 3, and I will exhaust Arbiter of Fates. And it's not going to count towards the 1 time I can do it per round with her. So I'll pick 3 out of here. We got an Elder Sign, a -2, and a -4. So I'm at 4, it's a 2. I'm going to keep the -2 and cancel 2 non-tentacle tokens. And because it's an Elder Sign and I'm canceling it, I get to draw a card. So she's successful on that. That goes back, and let's draw a card. Crystal Pendulum, +1 willpower. After a skill test, your location begins. Exhaust Crystal Pendulum. Name a number. If this test succeeds by that number or fails by that number, draw a card. So I'm going to investigate again. I will discard the other Parallel Fates for the Wild Symbol. It seems really good to look at the top 4 cards of the encounter deck. Yeah, so I'm at +2. Now I'm going to use her ability again, and this time it does count to the once per round. So she won't get to add. Maybe I do add for Nathaniel. No, let's just get this done. One, 2, 3. So we'll just take the +1 and she succeeds. Probably gamble a little bit more with knowing that you get to draw 3 tokens out. Okay, Nathaniel. I think I might just put Greta out for all 5 of his resources and then get 2 money. I don't know if I want to do straight up investigations, because I kind of want to have $3 to put my boxing gloves out next turn. Yeah. So play an asset and get $2 is basically Nathaniel's turn. I didn't flip her over, but I really don't need to now. No enemies to hunt. No engaged enemies. Reset. Flip those over. Ready exhausted cards. And each investigator draws a card and gains 1 resource. So we'll draw a card. Voice of Ra. Gain 1 resource. Reveal 3 random tokens from the Chaos bag. For each of the picture symbols, gain an additional 2 resources. Yes, please, and thank you. Draw a card. It's Relentless. And resource. Okay. Hand size 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're nowhere close to 8. We can't possibly be. Okay, Mythos phase. Place a doom. Then advance the agenda. Each investigator draws 1 card from the top of the encounter deck. Oh, I gotta pick lead investigator. Jacqueline's the new person. Sure, she can be the lead investigator. So she goes first. Rotting Remains. Test willpower 3. Each point you fail by, take a horror. I'm up by 2, so I'm not going to add anything to it. So I beat it. It's tied, so it's still a victory. And then Nathaniel's card. Dissonant Voices. Put Dissonant Voices in play in your threat area. You cannot play assets or events. But this is the turn I needed to play assets or events. That's how it goes. Investigator phase. Scrying Mirror is okay if you're going to be committing cards. Clairvoyance. I think I'll start by investigating first. So it's 3-2. We're up by 1. I'm going to use her ability, but exhaust Arbiter of Fates to draw 3 tokens. Okay. I just realized what the danger is. If you draw the tentacles, you can only discard 1 tentacle token or cancel 1 tentacle token. So say this was a tentacle token, I'd be left with those 2, so I'd be at -3. Okay, but I can cancel those 2 non-tentacle tokens. So -1 is a pass because I was at +1. So that's 1. Yeah, I'll investigate again at +1. Do I use her ability? That should put that in there. Does he have any cards that he can commit to help? He's got his brother, Randall Cho. Yeah, I'll use her ability again. Okay, so what is the skull? Because I'm at +1. Where's the card? It's -X, where X is the number of ghoul enemies at your location. So that's 0. So we will cancel the Elder Sign again to draw a card. And take the 0. So let's draw a card. Hypnotic Gaze. Play when an enemy attacks and investigates your location. Cancel the attack and reveal a random token from the Chaos bag. If it's any of the symbols, deal the attacking enemy's damage to itself. Oh, that's good. That's really good. So we've got 4 clues, and this is not restricted on when you can turn it in. It doesn't say like at the beginning of the round or the end of the round or something. So, and we've got 1 action left in all of Nathaniel's actions. Let's just turn it in. You notice that the edges of your newly purchased rug are tattered and mud-stained. Finding this odd, you shift the furniture aside and pull back the rug. To your surprise, you see the door leading out of your study. You slowly turn the knob, and the door swings open, revealing your hallway below. You jump through the doorway, landing on your feet on soft dirt. The door to the study slams shut above you. The smell of burning wood fills the narrow hall, intermingled with the scent of rot and decay. Put into play the set-aside hallway, cellar, attic, and parlor. Discard each enemy in the study. Place each investigator in the hallway and remove the study. Okay, so study. We're going to have cellar, hallway, parlor off to the side, and the attic. And those are our connections. And that's it. Act 2A, the barrier. A glowing barrier blocks the path to your parlor. As you move toward it, intense heat forces you back away. Picking up a handful of dirt, you toss it at the barrier and watch in horror as the dirt incinerates. Perhaps there's something in the cellar or attic that can help. When the round ends, investigators in the hallway may as a group spend the requisite number of clues to advance. She's got 1 action left. I think maybe with her last action, I'll play Voice of Ra to gain a resource. So we'll go from 3 to 4. Then we'll draw from the bag, and we want a symbol, except the Elder Sign. Reveal 3 random tokens from the Chaos bag. Okay. 1. 2. Oh, come on. 3. Okay, so we got 1, which means we get 2 additional resources. So we're sitting at 6. That's her turn. Now let's go to Nathaniel, who cannot play assets or events. Yeah, we're not the best at investigating, but we could try. We'll do 1 action to move down to the cellar. Oh, that was the wrong place to go. Take a damage, because it's a 4 shroud. 2 clues per investigator. That could be a little hard to investigate, but we could put our Clairvoyance out to investigate with our willpower instead of intellect. Yeah, he's not going to get anything done down there. So 2nd action, 3rd action. We actually cannot move to the parlor yet, so I shouldn't really connect that. To enter the attic, take 1 horror, but at least it's only 1 shroud, and it's 2 clues per investigator. Okay, there's no enemies out yet. Reset. So we flip back over. Ready our exhausted cards. Actually, I should have probably stayed down here and tried to fight enemies down here. Because with Greta, he can get clues. Okay, so we're to drawing cards and getting resources. Oh, we got a weakness. Put Dark Future into play in your threat area. You cannot cancel or ignore any of the printed tokens. At the end of your turn, reveal 5 random tokens from the Chaos bag. If an Elder Sign symbol is revealed, discard Dark Future. So her ability is basically terrible now because she can't cancel symbols. Oh, and he got Tommy Malloy. To come into the world and play with him. That's okay, he says, reluctantly. So he's going to go from 3 to 4, and Jacqueline's going to have 7. We still have to do encounter cards. Place a Doom, so from 3 to 2. And then cards. Jacqueline's first as the lead investigator. Obscuring Fog attached to your location. Limit 1 per location attached. The location gets +2 shroud. That's okay. We're not even investigating at the hallway. And then Nathaniel's card. Crypt Chill. Test 4 willpower if you fail. Choose and discard an asset you control. Oh, bummer. Oh, bummer. That's where Relentless would have been a good insurance policy. -1 here. Yeah. That's a bummer. Greta's gone. Okay, investigator's turn. I think we'll play Clairvoyance for 4. It's going to get 3 charges on it. We'll move for our second action and then investigate using a charge from Clairvoyance. So that's going to use her 5 willpower. Maybe I wait a turn. I think I'll wait a turn. I'm actually going to use 2 resources to get Crystal Pendulum out as well. That's going to give her a +1 willpower. And she can try to have a little bit of clairvoyance on what's going to come out of the bag. So at the end of her turn, we reveal 5 tokens to see if we get the Elder Sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yes. I didn't think that was going to happen. Yeah, reveal fire. If the Elder Sign symbol is revealed, discard Dark Future. Bye. All right. We need 3 per investigator, so we need 6 clues total. This actually should be gone at the end of the last round. So Tommy Malloy's got 3 hit points, 2 fight. He's only a 2 fight, I guess. We can use Vicious Blow to help here. So we'll fight Tommy Malloy. What was going to give us? Oh, it was Greta, and she's gone. That would help us get clues when we defeated enemies. Okay, so his fight is 2, ours is 5. We're up by 3, but I'm going to commit Vicious Blow. So Vicious Blow here is a skill card. If the skill test is successful during an attack, attack deals +1 damage. Trying to get 2 damage in here. So it's 6 to 2. We're up by 4. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Tommy can only take 1 damage per turn, so we're not gonna commit that. Ugh, gross. Just gotta spend this whole turn trying to take out Tommy. So it's 5 to 2. I'm up by 3. Good thing I'm up by 3 because that's a -3. It's 1 damage. Still up by 3, -2. 2 damage. And still up by 3. Oh. Auto fail. So Tommy's going to hit us. Okay. Enemy phase, he's going to hit me for 2. So we're at 3 out of 9. 3 damage out of 9 hit points. Okay. Reset. And draw. Familiar Spirit. We don't have an ally yet. Familiar Spirit gives us an extra arcane slot that can only hold a spell. Right now we've got 1 spell. Okay. And a resource. And then Nathaniel. Another Get Over here, which would be good against any other enemies. But Tommy Malloy. And a resource. Did I already get a resource? No. Okay, that's the end of the round. Oops. So we're at 2. 3 doom. That's going to advance the agenda. Your house continues to change before your very eyes. The walls have decayed and the ground in many rooms has turned to dirt. It's almost as if you've been transported somewhere else entirely, although every now and again you recognize elements of your former home. The lead investigator must decide. Either each investigator discards 1 card at random from his or her hand, or the lead investigator takes 2 horror. We're sitting at 0 out of 9. But do I really care about losing any of these cards? Boxing gloves would be bad to lose. She'll take the horror. Agenda 2A, 7 doom. The floor beneath you is giving way, and you see a vast network of tunnels twisting into the darkness below. Shapes and silhouettes of strange creatures move swiftly through the tunnels, trying to find a way up. You probably don't want to be here when they do. Okay, so that was the Doom. Now we're going to get our encounter cards. Jacqueline's card is Obscuring Fog. +2. That's not good. That's not good at all. Rotting Remains, test 3 willpower. So that's even money. 3 to 3. What's that? -2. If there's a ghoul enemy at your location, take 1 damage. So he fails by 2, so he's going to take 2 horror. And he's only got 6 brain power, whatever it is. So this Obscuring Fog, right now, I don't know if the Arcane slot is that great. So if I investigate with Clairvoyance, it'd be 5. No, I got a +1 here, so it'd be 6 to 6. And I can draw 3 tokens out of the bag. Got 2 money. So I will spend a Clairvoyance. I don't have to exhaust the card. My willpower is 6 to 6 because of this. I will exhaust this so that doesn't use up the ability. So I get to draw 3. I will exhaust Crystal Pendulum and say I'm going to succeed by 0, which is going to be straight even. 1, 2, 3. So I will cancel these 2 because the skull is -X, where X is the number of ghoul enemies at your location. So that means it's 0 to 0. I succeeded by 0. So Crystal Pendulum will trigger. First that comes. Crystal Pendulum gets me to draw a card. Defiance. Before revealing chaos tokens for this test, choose one of the following symbols, either skull, hooded figure, tablet, or the Cthulhu thing. Ignore the effects of the chosen symbol during this test, including its modifier. Okay, so having successfully investigated Obscuring Fog, it gets to get discarded. Then it's now +1 if I use a Clairvoyance charge. 5 to 4. I'm going to up the willpower from Familiar Spirit to make it 6 to 4, so it's +2. And use her power to draw 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is what I was talking about. I can only choose to cancel 2 non-tokens, but that still makes me fail by 2. So it doesn't matter. It's still a failure. Bummer. So her last action We have to do it. When it investigates your location, it would reveal a number of cast tokens, reveal 2 additional tokens. Perform the reveal chaos token step of the test now before committing cards. We have to get one more clue from down here, but I think I'm going to wait till next turn to have her ability back. So now the question is just what do I do with my last action? I've only got 2 resources. I'm going to draw a card. Astral Travel. It's a spell to move to any revealed location, reveal a random token from the bag. If you reveal one of the symbols, you have to discard an item or an ally. You cannot take a damage. That's fine, because something like Clairvoyance, it doesn't say to discard it after you use it. So that's a good buffer for those kind of things. All right, the first thing Nathaniel's got to do is fight Tommy again. He's up by 3. Did Nathaniel draw cards and get resources? Why does this seem like it's the same hand? I know he got another get over here. Did I forget to draw a card? 5 to 3. Elder Sign. +1 if the skill test is successful during an attack. Return an event from your discard pile to your hand. I don't have any events. That would have been good if I had been able to play something that would have done more damage. So Tommy Malloy is defeated. And now I've got 2 actions left. So before I get caught with an enemy again with nothing out, we're going to put boxing gloves out for our second action. And I think we'll try a +1 investigate in the attic. Oh, you know what? When she moved down there, she didn't take a damage. So we're up 1 on this investigate. -1. Hey, what do you know? Even Nathaniel can find clues in the attic. There is like a big bloody dripping mass of something up there. So there's no enemies to fight us, so we'll just go to reset. Reset exhausted cards. Dark Prophecy. Fast. Play when you would reveal a chaos token. Reveal 5 tokens instead of 1. Choose one of those tokens with a symbol to resolve and ignore the rest. If no such token is revealed, choose any one of those tokens to resolve and ignore the rest. So you have to resolve. The Elder Sign's not one of these. So the skull. Okay. And a resource. And we'll just get Nathaniel's resource and card. Physical training. All right. Her encounter card. Place 1 doom on the current agenda. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance. Oh, actually, I forgot to put a doom first, so that's 2. And then Nathaniel's card. Frozen in Fear. Put it into your threat area. The first time you perform a move, fight, or evade, costs an additional action. At the end of your turn, test 3 willpower. If you succeed, discard it. Okie dokie. At least no enemies. That means we're going to get hit pretty hard with enemies once they start showing up. So where do we have to be to turn these in? When the round ends, investigators in the hallway may as a group spend the requisite amount of clues to advance. Yeah, so we need to end up here, turn in the clues. I think I'm going to investigate with Jacqueline first. So we'll use charge off of Clairvoyance. It's 5 to 4. I'm going to spin the Scrying Mirror to make it 6 to 4. We will use her ability. To reveal, well, actually her ability with Dark Prophecy, I could reveal 7 Chaos tokens. And then any of those 3 symbols would just be a success. That's interesting. But I'm going to use her ability. So I got to draw 3. 1, 2, 3. This is fine actually this time because I cancel 1 tentacle token. That leaves me with a +1 and a 0, which is still a success. So that's her first action. Then these are events. These are all events, so no more assets to put out. Just in case I'll move for second and third. In case Nathaniel can't get one or something. And if an enemy comes out, he can engage it because his card, his event that he's got in his hand, lets him engage an enemy. You can pull it off of Jacqueline. So let's this is bad. Move, fighting, or evading is an extra action just to protect my boxing gloves. I'm going to put physical training out. Those should be in the bag. That costs 2. I guess I could play Randall and heal 3 damage. Because he's got 3... I kind of want this extra willpower though to do this test at the end of the round. Is why I want physical training out. So that's 1 action. Second action will be to investigate at a +1. And I'm going to let him use her ability to draw 3 tokens because it's when an investigator at your location. So we will cancel these. So it's -0. So he succeeds. For 1, that's his second action. We'll just go again at a straight +1. Hey, Nathaniel's putting some work in. All right, so then at the end of his turn, he's going to test 3. I'm going to spend a resource to give him a +1. And I really hate that thing. This is extra damage. I think I want this for when the Ghoul Priest comes out to do extra damage to him. Yes. Yes. So I'm at +1. Hey, this is -0 because there's no ghouls. Okay, so that goes away. No enemies to fight, which again makes me nervous. Reset those. Ready, exhausted cards. Oh, I should have used Crystal Pendulum. Forgot. We draw and get resources. Azure Flame, 4 charges. This helps us fight. Uses willpower instead and deals +1 damage. We should get that out before the Ghoul Priest comes out. Okay. So she's going to go from 3 to 4. Give Nathaniel his resource. Draw a card. Safeguard. After another investigator moves from your location to a connecting location, exhaust Safeguard to move to that location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're good on our hand size. Okay. Doom. And bad cards. Jacqueline's card is place 1 Doom on the current that can advance. Okay. Nathaniel, Swarm of Rats. Easy one to overcome. I think it just goes into our turn, right? So we'll have Jacqueline investigate. It's 3 to 1, so she's up by 2. Might as well use her ability, and I will call for it to be finished at even, at 0 again. So we'll draw 3. And so Crystal Pendulum won't work because this is -1, this is -1, this is -0. So we finish at +2. It's okay. Would have just been a card. We're going to get the clue. So that's 1 action. Her next action is going to be to spend 3 resources to get Azure Flame out. So that's her second arcane slot filled. And then her third action is going to be to move to the hallway. So she's done. Nathaniel is going to fight. He's only got 1 resource. He's going to fight the Swarm of Rats. It's 5 to 1. He wins by a lot. Swarm of Rats dead. Second action will be to move. And I'll get a resource for his third action. It's at when the round ends, the investigator's in the hallway. Okay. There's no enemies to fight. Flip over. Reset our exhausted stuff. I'm going to search the top 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll give me 8. Yeah, I'm going to search the top. I'm going to use the Boxing Gloves ability to search the top 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for a spirit event. Event spirit. Counterpunch. After an enemy attacks you, even if the attack was canceled. That's pretty good. Doesn't cost anything either. Spirit event to draw 2 cards. I don't need 2 cards right now. Cancel the attack of an enemy and cancel the attack of... Oh, those are not spirit events, though. So we will take Counterpunch, and then we shuffle our deck. And then that resets now. So the Boxing Glove says, after you defeat an enemy, exhaust it, to search the top 6 cards of your deck for a spirit event, add it to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So I had defeated the Swarm of Rats. I just didn't remember that ability was there. I really should move this down. Didn't pay attention when I put that so far up there. All right, so let's go to card draw and resource. Robes of Endless Night. When you play a spell card, exhaust Robes of Endless Night to reduce the cost of that card by 1. Got a couple spells in my hand. I've already played some spells. They can take some hit points damage too. She needs a resource. He needs a resource. Stand together. Choose another investigator at your location. Both you and the investigator gain 2 resources. Oh, that's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 8 cards in our hand. Okay, end of the round. Investigators in the hallway can spend as a group the 6 clues necessary to advance the act. Using the barrel from the attic, you carry ice and snow from the cellar and hurl it at the barrier. The barrier sparks and shudders as it consumes the ice, then hisses and fades out of existence. The barrier blocking passage into the parlor has vanished. Reveal the parlor. Put the set-aside Lita Chandler into play in the parlor. Spawn the set-aside Ghoul Priest in the hallway. The new act is What Have You Done? A woman with a torch stands in your parlor, a glimmer of hatred in her eyes. What have you done to my barrier? She screams, furious. Before you can answer, a ghastly wail sounds behind you, and a creature wearing robes and a deer skull mask tears through the wall, advancing toward you. If the Ghoul Priest is defeated, advance. So the Ghoul Priest will come in. His prey is the highest combat, and he has Retaliate. That's not great. Lita Chandler comes into the parlor. And the parlor says we can resign here. Or also, while Lita Chandler is here, we can test our intellect for, if you succeed, take control of Lita Chandler. So, it would have been nice to have another Clairvoyance here. You can use Defiance to pump it up, I guess. Plus her ability. Yeah. So that's end of the round. And the Ghoul Priest just gets a free shot. Oh, no, wait. We get to go before enemies attack. That's right. So we place a Doom, and now we do bad cards. Jacqueline's bad card is Flesh Eater, who spawns in the attic, fortunately. And not a hunter. And Nathaniel's bad card is Frozen in Fear. It's going to cost us our first move, fight, or evade. Cost us an extra action. The Ghoul Priest hits for 2 and 2, and our evasion is not good on either of these characters. All right, we perform 3 actions. So Jacqueline will move to the parlor. She's going to parlay with Lita Chandler for her second action using intellect. So it's 3 to 4 right now, so we're down 1. I forgot to put charges on my Azure Flame. don't think I use her ability, actually. Reveal 5 chaos tokens instead of 1. Choose one of those tokens with one of those symbols to resolve and ignore the rest. So it's even right now. I think I will use Dark Prophecy for 1 resource. This is going to let me draw 5 chaos tokens instead of 1. So we'll do that right here. Plus I'm going to use her ability with Arbiter of Fates. And I'm also going to use Crystal Pendulum and just say that it's going to end up even because it's even right now. And I think what's going to happen here is I get to draw 7. Then I get to cancel some and pick one. So what I'm after here, there's no ghoul here. What I'm after is a skull. Right, so let's just draw stuff and talk it through. So a 0, a +1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this isn't good. 7. So, okay, now what does that stay? Choose one of the tokens with one of those symbols to resolve and ignore the rest. If no such token is revealed, choose any one of those tokens to resolve. Okay, but her power says that I can choose to cancel 2 non-tentacle tokens. So I actually will just, if I cancel this one and cancel this one, then I read Dark Prophecy. It says if no such token is revealed, because I've canceled 2, choose any of those to resolve. I'll choose the 0 so that my Crystal Pendulum will fire. I think that's how that interaction would work. So Crystal Pendulum fires, draws me a card, which is another Scrying Mirror. The parlay was successful. I'll take control of Lita Chandler into my assets slot. Then my third action will be to move back to the hallway. So now Nathaniel is going to benefit from Lita Chandler being in the location because Lita gives us a +1 damage to monsters, and the Ghoul Priest is a monster. It's also +1 fight, so we're currently sitting at +2 fight, so we're at 7 to his 4. So we're up by 3. The first fight we do is going to we will use, so Vicious Blow. We'll use Vicious Blow. So what were we at? We were at 5, 6, 7 to 4. We're at +3. Vicious Blow gives us another one, so we're at +4, and we'll do an extra damage. So we're at base damage of 1, 2 from Lita, 3 from Vicious Blow. So we can do 3 damage here. And we're at +4. Lita used Arbiter of Fates for her ability, so she's going to give Nathaniel her ability here again to draw 3 from the bag. 1, 2, 3. Cancel 2 non-tentacle tokens, and we get a Elder Sign. So the attack is successful. Let's do that first. So 3 damage. Unfortunately, that's going to cost us 2 actions because of Frozen in Fear. If the skill check is successful from an attack, return an event from your discard pile to your hand. I still don't have any events in here. Okay, so we're just going to attack again, but this time we are going to use an event so we get the extra damage. We will use Get Over Here. You can choose a Nope. He's elite. That doesn't do anything for us. Shoot. So we're just I might as well just use these then to give me the bonuses on combat, because yeah. We're getting 1 victory point from here, 1 and 2 victory points from here is 3. I don't want to risk bringing the Flesh Eater down. We'll just do a straight attack at +3. 5, 6, 7 to 4 is +3. -2, so we're successful. Lita gives us an extra damage, so that's 2 more, and he's got 10 hit points, so he's sitting at 5 out of 10 damage. Okay, so end of my turn, I got to test willpower. That's +1, +2, +3. I want to make it pretty dang good odds that I can get rid of this Frozen in Fear. Elder Sign is +1, but it was not an attack, so this thing doesn't trigger. So that's gone. Enemy phase. Not a hunter. So this enemy will attack for 2 and 2. Okay. We're going to play Counterpunch. This is an event, so we'll get an extra damage from this. So we can fight. Counterpunch is fast. Play after an enemy attacks you, even if the attack was canceled. And it's a fight ability. This attack targets the attacking enemy. So we are up by 3. Still. 7 to 4. That's good, because that's a -3. We still have Lita here for an extra damage. Okay, so that's 5, 6, 7. He's got 3 hit points left. Now, Upkeep Phase. So that was monsters attacking. Flip over. Reset cards. And draw. Got another Astral Travel. Resource. And draw. 1 2-point punch. Fight, you get +1. If you succeed, you can fight that enemy again. You get +2 and deal +1 damage for that attack. And he's going to get a resource. All right, so no end of turn stuff to do. Just go to the next Mythos phase. So we're at 6 out of 7 there. Bad cards. Lead a first. Grasping Hands. Test 3 evade for each point you fail by. Take a damage. So let's use... Let's use these 2 Astral Travels for +2, so that's 4 to 3. And we'll use the robes for 5 to 3, so we're up by 2. Okay, we succeed, so no damage taken. Now Nathaniel's bad card is another Swarm of Rats. And now it's my turn. She can fight with a 5 to 4. No, he's still higher. So I think Nathaniel will go first. We'll play 1 2 punch. At a cost of 2. This is a fight event, so we get extra damage here. Get +1 for this attack. If we succeed, we get even more attack and more damage. So what are we sitting at here? 5, 6, 7, 8 to 4. So we're up by 4. Jacqueline's going to give him her ability to draw 3 tokens from the Chaos Bag. Up by 4. One, 2. 3. We'll cancel these 2. So that's 2 damage, no, 3 damage, because it is when you deal damage to an enemy with a fight ability on an event, we get 1 additional damage. So we get a base of 1, Lita Chantler's extra damage for the location, and the extra damage for the event is 10. So the Ghoul Priest is defeated. So if the Ghoul Priest is defeated, we advance the act. When the rogue creature falls, the fiendish swarm burrows back into the ground, and the chaos of the house quiets. But the stranger in your parlor doesn't seem relieved. You broke my seal that was set up to trap the ghouls within, she raises her torch. Now we must take more direct measures and burn this hell pit to the ground. The lead investigator must decide. It was never much of a home, burn it down. Or this hell pit is my home. No way we're burning it. We're going to do resolution 1 because I want her in the party. Resolution 1. You nod and allow the red-haired woman to set the walls and floor of your house ablaze. The fire spreads quickly, and you run out the front door to avoid being caught in the inferno. From the sidewalk, you watch as everything you own is consumed by the flames. Come with me, the woman says. You must be told of the threat that lurks below. Alone, we are surely doomed, but together, we can stop it. In your campaign log, record that your house has burned to the ground. The lead investigator earns the lead enchantler card and may include it in his or her deck. This card does not count toward that investigator's deck size. The lead investigator suffers 1 mental trauma. So I like marking that by just putting 1 over on this side of the board, just to know that I've got 1 permanent mental damage. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. Each investigator earns 2 bonus experience as he or she gains insight into the hidden world of the mythos. So we get that bonus 2, plus 1 here from clearing that, and 2 from defeating the Ghoul Priest is 5 total XP to advance the decks. Okay, and there you have it. That is the Gathering, the first part of the Night of the Zealot campaign with Jacqueline and Nathaniel. I'll tear this down, upgrade their decks with the 5 experience that we have, and get going on, is it the Midnight Masks, I think is the next part? Yes, the Midnight Masks. The chase around town. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. If you noticed anything that I messed up, I was going a little fast there, let me know in the comments down below. And I hope you are enjoying the Arkham Horror the card game series I've got going on the channel, and all the other series I've got going on the channel. I'll see you in the next one.